So let's hop into the game. Better microphone means better quality for everyone, and that's exactly what I'm looking for in all of this. It's gonna cost like 50 more euros, but it's gotta be totally worth it. All right, hopping on in again. It's Dex versus paiN, and 0-0 as we start in this one. Let's just change the name up top. There you go. Alright, Santos Dexterity versus paiN Gaming Oregon, best of one. Let's see who will win this one. Again, it's a best of one. So only on this map.
10 seconds to go.
I want to see if paiN can make it to the final this time around, because remember, Liga 6 last week on Sunday went to INTZ versus Dex on the final. Now INTZ does not have, like, the organization does not have the Rainbow Six team anymore. The team left and now is playing as Nix in the bracket, so you can check that out. Exclamation mark tabela, exclamation mark let's go with the thermite, or exclamation mark bracket in the chat. Yes, I did correct the text clean. I saw the tweet. There we go. So we have a thermite, a Blackbeard, a Thatcher, an Ash, and a Twitch on one end. Is using the shock drone. Shock drone super good here. They do a bit of damage as well. So again, Namolita, Iona, so on the Valkyrie, and your Rook for the defense, the smoke for Intactera, Bandit, who is very interesting, but basically you want him because of the shock wire, because you want to force the enemy team inside or jump from up top, so the shock wire can be really good as trap, especially with the extra barbed wire that you get with the Jaeger and the active defense, so you can stand in below. Now already we see big differences between how EU and BR play this, because Dexterity have already taken in the lower side. paiN, though, stay on these objectives, whereas with the EU teams, they tend to stay spread out a bit more. They don't stack 3 players on the objectives level we have here. A push in 1v1, but that is gonna be lost, and that's Gohan going down. Aggressive play from the Valkyrie on Namolita from paiN. And that's, of course, the American operative taken down. No more Scar for you. It's very difficult to take him down, obviously, because he gets so much extra armor and with the shield on the weapon. But the Val had the advantage there. Oh, there we go. The Thatcher moving in. Is there a Claymore right behind him? No, that is his own Claymore. Alright. Thrasher up right down below, being spotted behind by his teammate. That's the Thermite Silence spraying down, getting 1 kill. Cameraman for the second, that's RVK taken down. The Rook is still in the back with his MP5, and able to get the frag. I know Julio is going to be very happy because getting the kills, that's what they want. And there we go, Yuna gets a final kill on a Silence. A very good use of the gas grenade as well to zone out the enemy team. And that'll be paiN to take point number 1 here. Nice play on the defense. Now we're going to see the Blackbeard, the Thermite, the Ash, the Hibana. So we always see the Brazilian teams love to use anti-material classes. So you see the Thermite, the Ash, and the Hibana almost always picked. Capitao is very good to zone off, especially when you want to push the enemies. The gas grenades that you can lob at range can be extremely good. A dog from Panico, though. Alright, so I have actually literally never seen the dog used. Thanks, Genevieve. Thanks, Milosh. Love you, man. I don't know if I want to say this thing, Todaro. Again, are my only Brazilian admin in here, other than Winner and... of course, the official BR admins at the Ubisoft. The only Brazilian viewer that's actually made it to mod on the chat. very good play from Gohan here to reinforce the top.
10 seconds
But
before insertion.
this is why you're gonna see the Thermite. This is why you're gonna see the Ash and the Hibana on the attack, so they can counter this kind of play. The Doc with a stim pistol.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers
I
are
want to
moving
see
out to
this.
locate
I have
bomb.
never seen a Doc. I have to be honest with you here. A nice play from Gohan. He's not gonna open this up completely, but he's gonna open it just enough to spot any players from the attacking side that want to try to make it through on to the actual objective that he's looking at below. And there's obviously that A site, so he can spot the wall before they go aggressive on it. Very smart. The shields again can be put in not just to stand right behind them, but also protect your back, which is what cameraman is doing in here. He can obviously fall back to it. A nice aggressive play from Panico. So we're gonna get detected, but
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
gonna drop so much damage onto the Ash. And remember, with so much defensive play being put in from the from Team Dexterity, the Ash is super important.
Attackers
And a
have
smart thing
recovered
here, he's just gonna go and kill himself basically, so he can respawn or just go back in with 50% HP because it was so low.
Attackers have dropped
Decent
the
train
bomb
at that
diffuser.
point. So let's go ahead on the defense. Smoke held off. See Gohan in here right below is Intactera. Astro holding the entrance here. That'll basically, you're gonna go in here, get up the stairs, and you already have one player firing back at you. Cameraman, Salas, and Panico below. So this is a very nice split from Dexterity, already highlighting how different both regions are in terms of EU and BR. And how they play a bit more spread out in EU and very concentrated, but concentrated whilst using your positional advantage, which means you have those shields like we saw from the Rook being set down, etc. All of that can be set to a huge advantage for your team on the defense. Gohan for the kill on a Namolita, and he's got to be ready to pop up the smoke. Astro though, gonna get shot a bit from behind. Extra smoke's gonna be sawn in. Astro being fairly low on here. And he's gonna get shot behind the wall. Nicely done from RVK on the Hibana. Of course, does have a single shot of Kairos in hand, so he can use that. They know that Gohan's in there. Nice flashbang coming in, double flash. And Tactera trying to hold from the side and maybe open fire on a Gohan. Oh my god, Gohan actually gets the kill. And that is the power
Attackers recovered
of
bomb
the Mac, but Spawns will be able to frag out. They could have done this a bit cleaner, but using the exterior walls to their advantage, blowing things out. But they have only 15 seconds. The Thermite already set this one down, and you see the drop coming in. The cameraman with a team kill on a Panico, and oh my god, this is panic all over. Cameraman though with a quad feed, oh my god. One of them was a team kill, but my god, cameraman going in for the triple enemy kill as they all run into the objective, taking way too much time. And a nice defensive round from Santos Dexterity. Again, if you guys see any highlights, be sure to clip them here on Twitch. And of course, tweet them at me at Milosh Tweet me your highlights. Tell me why you like them and why they were so good. Tag the player on them on Twitter. Want to see what you like. IQ being picked on the offense as well as Twitch. Nice
Defenders,
picks.
protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And a pretty standard, actually, on the defense. Alright, let's go. We have the Valkyrie. We have the Rook.
Bomb located by attackers.
Smoke, a Bandit with a shock wire. Again, I like it. I like it how there are certain operatives that are more situational than others. So you won't always see a Bandit, but Bandit on Oregon is very good because you can control attacking lanes with your shock wires.
10 seconds to go.
The Sludge very good to bash open those
5 seconds left before
windows.
insertion.
I love you too, my friend.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers objective is to defuse the bomb.
That's the thing. Everybody picks ACOG on BR, except for obviously the as soon as I say it, cameraman is in the camera. He's got those breaching charges as well.
Activating camera.
There we go. One spotted. So they know that the stairs are a compromise. And nicely done. Using the IQ to take down the cameras, it will detect pretty much any electronics. Not really the, a wall hack like you see with the Pulse, but definitely gives you a lot of leeway, especially when on the enemy team you're expecting a bandit. So the shock wire can be fairly well detected and diffused by having the cameraman here on the IQ. Very good play. Breaching charge is set. Oh, picks Entactera as paiN try to get a bit too aggressive, and it's Twitch for the kill. Astro. Alright, good. Astro is definitely one of the top players in the region.
A bomb has been located.
And they're waiting. Still has not opened fire. There we go. Drops on in. Initiates the drop right before he blows it up. And as he drops in, he's going to be able to do it. But he gets shot from the lower side. Nicely done from Namolita. As he sprays second one. Headshot directly with the MPX. Cancels the reload and saves his life there. Very good play from Namolita. Gohan, though, able to frag him out. Aggressive play. Won't be able to spot the top player here. Again, 2 players down are Dexterity as well as paiN. So it's an equilibrium. Gohan, though, up on top, has a Blackbeard. And the diffuser is going to go in. Easy spot to hold here from the Blackbeard. As obviously you have so much armor to play around with. Silence, though, getting 1 kill. The C4 Nitro Charge from Spawns gets the kill on a Gohan. And it's Bandit moving in. He doesn't have a Nitro Cell. He's starting to get fairly low on HP at about 45%. Oh, but he gets shot from the side. Silence still on it with the sledge. Spraying down, and Panico from the other side gets the kill on the RVK headshot. And that'll be Dexterity. To get around 2. All right. So, the Blackbeard, the Thermite, the Hibana, the Ash. Very, very normal for Brazilian picks. Caveira. Oh, this is gonna be sick. I want to see how the Caveira is used. Very, very important to see that. Okay, everybody gets some extra HP. Impact nades are gonna be used. So they open one wall, they fortify the second one. And we still haven't seen players actually moving in from the lower side. Teams will go from up top. Now it's actually really interesting how the shotguns have been balanced in Rainbow Six. Is that you don't have tons of ammo with them, whereas with your normal weapons, your rifles, you have a lot. So with your SPOS 15 here, you can open up the map just like we saw Gohan doing, but you can't really abuse them and just destroy everything to give yourself a big advantage. It's a smart decision in my opinion in terms of balancing them, because in this game it's not just the amount of damage that you do, it also is about that's actually pretty nice. I've never seen this. He opens up the top in here. Make sure that nobody's behind it. So he's going to lose one of the charges, but can't very much use the second one to push in. Drop back from the castles, down to 50 HP here. Cameraman from Team Dexterity. See Astra on the Jaeger and below with the active defenses already deployed, 2 out of 3. So can't deny grenades if they get set in, especially stuns from the Hibana. We already see Entactera with the Canadian flag on his Type 89. He's getting ready to go to Montreal to play there. They're going to have to make it through the invitational qualifiers here. Maybe I'll get to see them there. Hopefully Ubisoft, recognize I'm doing some good work in here. And maybe we'll go to the LAN finals. That would be great. I haven't seen Montreal in ages. Astro the first kill to open it up on the Namolita. So that is their Brazilian operative taken down. Alright. Not the best situation to be in. Because the silent step will not be able to... You can't use it anymore because she's dead. It's not good. And Yuna with a kill on a Astro from Dex. As do see the Thermite fairly low on HP. And Tactera with a kill. Here we go. They know that there's a player right above there. And that's the Valkyrie. He's fairly low on HP. Might get dropped from the outside. Yes, indeed. They're going to spot him, but he gets the headshot on the spawns. And now all they have to do is just spray him. And Tactera will be able to get the kill. Headshot directly onto him. One more here. Makalov. Oh my god, that was so weird. But Cameraman will get shot, and it's paiN to tie it up 2-2. Try to go for the knife. Didn't work out. Problem is, BR teams, especially on the top tier, end up having so many close games versus the rest. Whereas in EU, it's a lot of times just a walkover for one team versus the other, like we saw. Twitch Ash. Alright, so the Twitch coming in for the attack. No Japanese operatives being put in there.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, so now the bombs spawned in lower side. They're all gonna take some extra armor, and now they're set up. Let's go into Yuna's POV.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining.
There you go.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Attackers are coming in. The Blackbeard, of course, being used with the Mark 17S. Drones have been set below. There you go. RVK waiting for it. Denies the information here. Their second bot is going to be used. They want to check that nobody is behind before they move in. There we go. Now the rifle shield is going to be used. Of course, that will slow him down, but give him so much extra resistance to those bullets. Shot front. I'm not sure about... Well, I see your question, Todaro. But I haven't casted American games yet. Because I live in the EU. And I don't know much about the Americans. But what I know is that between EU and BR, there's a big change. BR always want to destroy walls, so they go for, like on the attack, they're gonna go for a thermite all the time. They're gonna go for an ash all the time. They're gonna go for one of the Japanese operatives as well. Their usage as well of the Brazilian operatives is super interesting. The way they play is very different. Much more aggressive. But that's Brazil in general, really, when it comes to playing. And Tactera, you see him right behind us. Kill one comes in for the attack dexterity in the lead. Ash still holding here. Drones are going to be set in. They're going to give them information. You see both drones are being set. So there you go. We see Yuna behind it. The grenades are going to be lobbed in by the defense here of the smoke. One Ramos gas nade has already been used. Yuna's going to get the kill on an Astro. So they're going to tie it up 4-4. There you go. Waiting for the perfect timing to use it. You see Namolita and Yuna set in the back. Gohan, though, able to get the kill. He's going to get sprayed a bit through that wall. But the rifle shield is still up. Can very much change it as he gets two of them. There you go. Flash gonna come in. Gohan is gonna flashbang himself. Reminds me of my Counter-Strike plays. Sprays in, does some extra damage. That was the smoke, I believe he did hit.
15 seconds remaining.
There we go. Oh my god, the flick shot from Gohan. Kill immediately on the RVK. Silence for one. Namaluta is still all the way in the back as he throws
Attackers have
the
recovered
C4 charge in.
remaining.
And the Valkyrie is all on her own. Gets the final kill. And at the last second, the Valkyrie is going to be forced out of position. And Gohan will get the kill with the Blackbeard. A second too aggressive there, and could have taken it, but nicely done. As you see, Santos dexterity with 3 rounds up. I remember at Gamescom 20. There we go. The Caveira is going to be picked for the defense. We've seen that on EU, but it's not that often. The Echo is used pretty much for everyone. But the Hibana pick with the Ash and the Thermite is very good. This is basically your standard Brazilian pick. Blackbeard, Thermite, Capital, Ash, and Hibana. You have a lot of penetration power. You have a lot of crowd control because of that Capital. And just so tanky and so much damage output due to your Blackbeard. So, again, that's basically how Brazilian teams play it. Now we're just going to be reinforcing these different spots. They're going to use the grenades as well, obviously.
5 seconds to insertion. Attackers have recovered their defense. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and
There
defuse
you go.
it.
Would like to thank Dexterity Team for the tweets. For the games here. There we go. This is all you. Oh, this is some really small pixel play here from Silence. I love this kind of stuff. And of course the Caveira, listening out, using those cameras to her advantage. She has Silent Stealth. Silent Step, very good when you want to be the lurker. So you see Gohan and Astro up top. They have the Lurker and the Valkyrie with them as well. So they put so much information into those two players, which are all on their own. But why are they on their own? Because one of them can check out the cameras, whilst the other one can just hold off. And here we go, kill coming in from Gohan as he used that Spots 15 to his advantage. He still has an impact nade to use right after this one. Puts himself in a much favorable position. These are picks. This is perfect strategy. And this is why I think EU teams will struggle to play against this, because the defensive team gets on the aggression at moments you don't really expect it. We saw Penta doing it at times, but the way they do it is very different. They plan everything around the class abilities, not around, oh, I'm just a player and I'm gonna peek out, be aggressive, get the kill. And that's something that EU teams, I think, will struggle to face if they meet at the Invitational Finals in Montreal. See Astro up top, Silence below. They're going to try to open up as many of these walls to give themselves line of sight. 3 players left alive for paiN. See Yuna moving in to try and get some extra scouting info. No, he will lose his bot.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Thermite still head up below. You see the Echo used his yokai already. It has been destroyed. And there's a lot of reliance on shotguns. This is a map where moving between these small corridors and small rooms is very easy because you could drop, like we saw with an impact nade. With the shotguns, it opens up so many ways to push in. The trade-off 1-to-1, spray down for Astro. A diffuser coming in, but Astro with a double, and that will be the round. Dexterity go up 4-2. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Wow, nicely done from Astro as he's BMing a bit here.
Defenders have disabled the bomb.
But that'll be the disable on the bomb.
Defusing attempt failed. Defenders win.
And the defenders, yet again, take a round. That'll make it 4-2.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, we only really need one, not as many as they can. Well, so we're gonna have on the defense, a centered Valkyrie. Gonna be played by the Namolita, the Rook, the Smoke, the Spawns, and the Jaeger. So this means that paiN will play an extremely passive-aggressive or passive type of round. That's why you have your Bandit with the shock wire. You have your Jaeger with the active defense.
5 seconds remaining.
So you can set it yourself in pretty hard camping spots. The Smoke as well is going to be staying on the objective with those remote gas nades. The Rook as well is just going to be a standard 3-2 split. And I can't actually see Silence. Still run around somewhere. All right. Gohan's kiting. The Ash is moving up. Actually do have the Hibana, so you can use those Kairos. Already one Kairos has been used, or one charge been used to breach the main door. And what it gives you, why people play the Hibana, is because you don't have to expose yourself to put in a breaching charge. The Kairos gives you breaching at range, and that is just a fantastic advantage. And it can breach reinforced surfaces. So that gets even better.
Bomb located by
Cameraman's gonna get inside, so Astro confirms that the top side is clean for him to push. Yuna spotting a bit of fire from Silence coming in. And it's just gonna fall back, not gonna get too aggressive. There you go. Drone's gonna come in from Gohan. All he needs is just one peek, and he gets
bomb has been located.
the info. That impact nade could have been used, but no, Gohan wins it. And he didn't even have the rifle shield on. Just the basic 1v1 fights. We'll take the win with the extra damage to do as that Blackbeard. They spot one up top. Might just be time to utilize the rifle shield. He spawns with a kill of the MP7. That's Astro taken down. Cameraman's up top, and Dexter just waiting for paiN to drop. There's 50 seconds remaining. There we go. Panico takes down RVK. So that's the Rook shot out. Gohan, will he push Intactera? Remember, he's down. Namolita is spotted. But you get... Oh, nicely done here. There's a nade to push them back.
Attackers drop the diffuser.
One of the Nitrocell being used by the Valkyrie. She sprays for the MPX, but Namolita won't be able to get the kill. He is dropped. Oh, and gets taken down. 2 kills in a row, and that will be it. SANTOS.deX take it 5-2, and they're going to be moving up to the grand finals of the first Invitational. Nicely done. Let's see who's waiting for them there. So we're waiting on Nix Edible, aka XINTZ versus V3. We're gonna see if that game is done.